today the topic will be about the holy name. The Lord's name. Hari Naam means Lord's name, right? Hari means the Lord, Naam means name. Generally in ISKCON it comes to mean Nagar Sankirtan, right? Nagar Sankirtan means singing outside on the street, right? So, but actually Chaitanya Charitamrita explains that there is no consideration of the name, of the place, of the time. It's always auspicious to chant the holy name, right? So we will discuss a little bit. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschantya Deshadarine. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sedvaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. So actually I wrote a book about the holy name, actually. About mantra more specifically. Because I'm teaching in the yoga community, especially in the US of A. Not much in Netherlands. And many people are interested in, who do yoga, they're interested in mantra, meditation, kirtan. So my friend who was running a retreat, I used to go to Greece to do retreat, And the lady who was running the retreat said, you should do a book about mantras because everyone is becoming interested, but there's nothing to read about it. So then we wrote a book about it. Specifically Krishna's name is more special. The speciality of Krishna's name is one of the prominent themes which the Goswamis talk about, like especially Jiva Goswami, because as we know in this age, the main process is taking prasad, right? So the scriptures explain that Annam Danam, Param Danam, that the topmost charity is, you all understand very easy, especially if you speak Hindi. So generally it's taken that Annam Danam, Param Danam, which means, what is Mataji's name there behind Prabhu from Vrindavan? Your name, yeah? Krishna Mataji. Krishna. Amazing, eh? So what does it mean? Annam Danam, Param Danam. Annam ka matlab kya hai? Anna. Food, no? Food. And Dan means, English, Dan? Giving. Giving. The English word like donate comes from Sanskrit root dan, actually. Same because it's from Latin. So giving of food. Like we say Sharira Vidyajal prayers, right? So Swaprasad Anna Dilo Bhai. So Anna means that which is to be eaten, literally in Sanskrit. And in Bengali and North Indian languages it also means rice or grains. So it's considered the Param Danam, the topmost charity is to give food, right? But then it says even higher than giving food is to give Vidya. Vidya Danam Ataf Param. Right? So what is Vidya? Do you know what's his name with the purple? Jain. Jayant. Why are you copying him? No, he was older actually. Same name. So why are you copying him? No, joking. So you have double Jayant, yeah? But you're not Jain Bhagalu, another one. Which one? He doesn't know, eh? Okay. Surname?
Vidya.
Aapka surname kya hai? Family name? Bangur, okay. So we have double Jains today. So, but he's Jain Jagannath, eh? And you're Jayant? Jayant Jagannath Bhagilu.
Jagannath
Das. See, good answer. So Vidyadana Mataparam. So what is Vidya, Jayant? Power, okay, interesting. What do you think? What is Vidya to you? Knowledge. So the English word video comes from the same root as Vidya. Vidya comes from the root vid, which means to know. So video or idea also. It used to have a V before. So these are all Germanic words. So that's the same as English, Dutch, Flemish, which is kind of same thing. And then German, Swedish, etc. So Vidya Danam, giving the knowledge or wisdom, is high, even higher than giving the food, annam. But even higher than that in Kali Yuga is Vidya Vadu Jivanam, the life of all transcendental knowledge, or the bride of all transcendental knowledge. Just like you have a very handsome man, like Ananta Prabhu, Ananta, no? Or Ananda? Ananta Kesha Prabhu. So they say the wife is like the better half of the man, right? Is it true? No experience yet, yeah? Later on. So Vidya Vadu, Vadu means like the wife. So the Mahamantra is like the better half of knowledge, because it's the applied knowledge. So they have Vidya Vadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. So this is from the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Shikshastakam, right? We hear the glories of the holy name. Therefore, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur explains there are two things, Harikatha and, if you forgot the topic, it's not my problem. So, what is it? Harikatha and topic of today's class? Harinam. So everyone remembers, yeah? So Harikatha and Harinam. So it's explained that Radharani is like the Shakti of Krishna, right? She is the internal potency of Krishna. She is the Vidya Vadhu of Krishna, right? So therefore he explains that Harinam with Harikatha together is like Krishna and Radharani together. So they are inseparable. So therefore Srila Prabhupada explains that if you hear properly, then only you can take prasad properly, no? No. He says if you hear properly, then you can chant properly. Simple quote, right? Simple. But not generally applied, right? So therefore we can understand if your taste for reading and hearing is not the same as listening to 100 alap a minute, then it's not the same. So actually our taste for chanting of the holy name in the form of japa, in the form of kirtan, should be the same as the hearing of Harikatha. Then our spiritual life is healthy. Just a few days ago we saw a quote on the Bhaktivedanta Manas board, you know when they do Sunday night bhajans, so they put quotes. There Prabhupada writes, if you are not able to complete your 16 rounds, that means you are in a diseased condition of spiritual life. Very heavy, no? But philosophically sound also, no? So many of us, we may be struggling, no? To finish our japa, etc. But we have to remember that that is, without completing that, then we are still in the diseased category, not in the healthy spiritual life category. So everybody should try to chant. If you're new, then try to chant at least one round. Anybody new within the last 2 years to Krishna consciousness? Everybody long time. Prabhu? Whole life, eh? Sab log whole life. So then hopefully we all chanting Mahamantra. This is the medicine for Kali Yuga. Therefore it explains that Kaler dosha nidhe rajan asti hi eka mahan guna kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha parambhaje. That the holy name is very important because kalo dosha nidhe rajan. That Kali Yuga is like an ocean of faults, right? It's a difficult age, very, very difficult age. And why is it an ocean of faults? Because Prayena alpa ayusha sabya kala vasmin yugajana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hubadruta. The state of the people is very, very bad. What do you think? He just came from Vrindavan. How long ago?
5 years ago.
Wow, so long time. You're 4 or 5 years in the Netherlands?
In Germany.
Germany, okay. Where?
In Cologne.
Cologne. So when you went from Vrindavan to Germany, how did you feel?
I was the culture shock was there, but because I grew up in Vrindavan, I was with a lot of people, and going to the temple every day. But here it's different.
For material life is good, but spiritual life very bad, eh? Germany. If you want to have a job, a big house, actually Europe they don't have a very big house, but medium-sized house, and good income, then Germany is very nice. Everyone wants to come, right, to Germany. But if you want spiritual life, how was it? It was easy or difficult?
For me, it was good because I decided to live just next to the temple.
Oh, very
So
nice.
I just go to the temple for the Sunday feast and for Harinam.
Very nice. So if you move to the west from Vrindavan, make sure you stay by a temple, right? Because why? What is available in the temple is also available in Vrindavan, right? Same.
Like the Sunday.
Yeah. So therefore, very important. Otherwise, many Gurukulis, they go from... You went to Gurukul in Vrindavan? So many Gurukulis, most of them, actually about 90% of Gurukulis who went through ISKCON's Gurukul, they're not really properly practicing Krishna consciousness. Because either some problem there in Gurukul, or when they came to the West, then it was hard to survive. Almost everyone who I went to Gurukul with, I went with about 30 people. Only 3 or 4 initiated, and most of them don't ever come to the temple. Because the outside world is very materialistic, so you become very attracted to sense gratification. So in Kali Yuga, the life is very short. How long do you think you will live, if you have to guess? How many decades? Maximum?
70 or something.
70, 80, 90, right? So yesterday we met Prabhu's mother-in-law, right? Mother-in-law. She's 76.
Yes.
And Prabhu passed, no? Prabhu passed away. How old was he? Around late 70s? So generally in your 70s, everyone is leaving their body. My grandparents left their body, all 4 around 70s or 80s. So life is very short. Imagine you have 80 years, but then some people sleep 10 hours a day. Anybody sleep 10 hours? Or only Jayant? That's it. Huh? Jayant, yeah, both Jayants. But on the bus tour, he was waking up earlier. He was doing good. So, and your sister was sleeping only 6 hours, very strict, and doing japa in the morning. So generally we live 80 years, and maybe 30 or 40% is lost already, no? In sleeping. Generally for me, I sleep 6, 7 hours. Sometimes if I'm sick, like today, 8 hours. And more than 8 hours, then it's too much. Prabhupada recommended 6, 7 hours. But if you're sick or something, you're more tired, you can sleep a little bit more. But generally we shouldn't sleep too much. So if you sleep 8 hours, then that's 30% of your life gone. If you sleep 6 hours, how much percent? Who is in school? Or all of you finished, no? Where is are you in university? All 3 of you. So what is 6 divided by 24? It's easy maths. How much percent? 25%. So, is it correct, Jayant? Yeah? So, if you imagine, Prabhupada says you should sleep 6 hours, ideally, then you only waste 25% of your life. Most people waste 40%, almost double of their life, in sleeping. And then, if you're living in a hot country, you may shower how many times a day in India? 2 or 3 times, or up to 5. So then, just to clean yourself, you have to waste another 1 or 2 hours every day, right? Some people, they spend 1 hour doing makeup, no? Makeup. Jayant was doing on the bus tour makeup. 1 hour. Joking. But sometimes you're in the house and some family members, they say, I'll get ready. It takes 2 hours to get ready. So just to clean and get ready, so 6 to 8 hours are lost in sleeping, then 1 or 2 hours more lost in cleaning, showering, evacuating, and then getting ready. So by the time we eat, get ready and sleep, that's already half of the day is lost, isn't it? Especially if you have to cook. If you live alone, then you have to cook yourself, then you waste 2 hours more, morning, evening, lunch, cooking, cleaning. When I was living alone, then I spent 2 hours every day. Morning, prepare something, lunchtime, prepare something, you have to clean everything. If you have a big family, it's easier, then maybe one person cooks for everybody. So human life is very short, prayana alpayusha, and we lose most of it in not doing anything useful, right? Just eating and sleeping. And then not only that, manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya yubatula. So people are very foolish. They make bad decisions. They are blind and they are very ignorant. So this is the big issue in Kali Yuga, that we have very little amount of time and generally we use it for foolish things. The biggest enemy, there's 2 types of enemy in this world. One is the enemy who says to your face, I don't like you, right? Did anyone say it to you before? Hopefully not, such a sweet boy. But sometimes in life, people say to you, especially in school, right? In school, children are very sweet, but they're also very mischievous and they like to fight, right? Especially boys. So generally, they always fight between each other, the school children. I don't like you, I don't like you. He's stupid, he's this, he's that. So then, the worst type of enemy is the one who says they like you, but then they stab you in the back, right? Which is worse? What do you think? Second one, right? So in Kali Yuga, there's so many people here in Kali Yuga, and nobody gets along, and most people are stabbing each other in the back and betraying each other, right? But we do that to ourselves also, because of the influence of Kali Yuga. We are hurting our own selves. Material life is very interesting because the subject, which is the person, the one who's experiencing the object, is supposed to be superior to the object, right? You understand this? It's like part of linguistics and grammar, subject and object. So generally this is the object and I am the subject, right? I am experiencing the microphone. Or in grammar it means the predominant one and the secondary one. So the microphone is secondary to the human being, right? So in the material world, the subject tries to become an enjoyer of the object. But because the subject is not the enjoyer, when you try to become an object when you try to enjoy an object in the material world, you turn into the object. This is the problem in Kali Yuga. People think in the name of happiness, they're chasing things which make them suffer. Can you bring this book, this blue thing? See, somebody's recording with the phone, but no phone there. Inside. You can just... So I have 2 books. So this one is very interesting. I'll read the back. This is called His Grace Tribhunath Prabhu from the UK. One of the gurus from the UK. He passed away a long time ago. So this is what he says. By absorbing ourselves in the small, we lose sight of the great. This is a quote from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And then he says, the principle of matter is, everyone thinks that they will get freedom by being absorbed in matter. But they don't realize, they think that they will become happy by taking shelter of the thing which makes them unhappy, which gives them distress. So this is the nature of the material world and material happiness. So people in this world, they're so misguided that we're thinking that by simply trying to please the mind and the senses and become more comfortable, more wealthy, more successful, have a big name in this world, we'll become happy, but nobody ever becomes happy through that. So therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam explains this, Manda Sumanda Matayo, Manda Bhagya Hu Upaduta. And Prahlad Maharaj explains the same thing, that it's just like when you have a blind man, and when the blind man is walking, if you follow him, you're also in danger, right? And if he falls in the ditch, you'll also fall in the ditch by following him. So in the modern age, there is a lack of vidya, lack of wisdom and guidance. So therefore, this Srimad Bhagavatam explains this, and it explains that Kalo Doshini Rajan. The whole modern society is simply creating a system in which for the beginning part it looks like we're growing, advancing, but long term we're actually killing ourselves. So it's like the friend, he says, I like you, but actually he's hurting you. So we are doing this to ourselves if we follow the Kali Yuga process, right? What do you think, Jayan? Sach baat hai? So this is the nature of the material world, that we are chasing things which are actually harmful to ourselves. In the modern age, we think things which make us happy are the things which make us addicted to them, right? So anybody seen monkeys? Monkey? Where did you see monkey?
I saw it in India. I have coconut in my hands, and the monkey jumps on my hands to take that coconut, and he hurt me. Real.
Where in India? Gujarat?
I think it was another place. I was on Tunay.
So if you go to Vrindavan, you see monkeys. I also saw in South India, also saw in, I think Mayapur also, the big ones. If you go to Africa, Bali, Indonesia, many places. So in Brazil also, anybody been South America? Well, Suriname people been South America, right? So who's been South America? Who is not Suriname in this room? You?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's not Suriname. Anyone else? He looks like from North India. Suriname. So, I mean, Suriname originally from north, anyway, Bihar, no? Bihar region. Or Bihar and, they said, I think, UP or something.
Yeah, UP also.
Ayodhya also.
A lot of them from Ayodhya, yeah? So, you see, I don't know, in Suriname, are there monkeys?
Yes.
Should be, because you have the Amazons, no? Amazon.
The monkeys are in the zoo. They are not walking outside on the
But but do you have Amazon, or your border ends before Amazon? You have, no? Jungle, yeah? So there should be some monkeys there. So in Brazil, just nearby to Suriname, you go Suriname, French Guiana, Brazil. But I think west side is also Brazil, Suriname. Southwest. So if you go to Suriname or French Guiana, which I've been also, or Brazil, especially in Brazil, there is something called kumbuka. Anyone heard of kumbuka? You know? Anybody knows what is kumbuka? So you should know this. Your Amazon is popular in the Amazon. So to catch monkeys, they have a very special trap. It's very sad, no? What do you think, Jan? Is it sad? Huh? So what they do is they have a box which has one hole, small hole, and you can see inside the box there is a banana. So they slide the banana because it's curved, right? So they have to slide it in. Then they put the banana in the box, and the hole is very small, so the monkey's hand just fits inside. So then the monkey is very attracted. Oh, there's a banana in this box. So he puts his hand in the box and grabs the banana. But then he realizes his hand plus the banana, there's not enough space to take out the banana. So then he's attached. No, I don't want to let go of the banana. This is my banana, my banana. Then he stays for 1 hour, and then the hunter comes and puts a chain around his neck and captures him. Very sad, no? What do you think? Is it sad? So this is how Maya is catching us in the material world also. She says, I will give you this very sweet thing, just take a little bit, very, very nice. You don't have to take too much, just try. Philosophy, just try, is Kamsa's philosophy. Who is still in school? All of you young, most of you young people. When someone tells you, don't worry, just try a little bit. This is a very bad philosophy, Kamsa's philosophy, because just try is how Maya catches us in the material world. The danger from never trying to trying one time is more dangerous than 1 to 2, right? And then 2 to 3, it gets progressively less. So if any Maya comes, better to say no from the beginning and never touch. Once you've touched it, your relationship is there. It will never go for the rest of your life. So that's how Maya catches us. She says, no, just Torah, koi baat nahi. Just try karo, koi baat nahi. Then you try once, twice, and then by the 5th time, you lose your choice. You're no longer a free man. Maya says, come closer, come closer. You come a little bit closer, a little bit closer. Then you say, actually, Maya, Devi, I want to go. Then she says, okay, go. And then you try to leave, but there's chains around your hands. You cannot leave. So this is how material enjoyment works. It attracts you very sweetly, and then when you want to escape, you cannot escape. That's why when the subject tries to enjoy the object, he turns into an object in the material world. So therefore, what is the solution is to chant Harinam. So therefore, Kalo Daushani Rajan Asti Yeko Mahan Guna. There's only one good quality amongst billions of bad qualities of Kali Yuga. Kirtanad Eva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Paramraja. That's simply by Kirtanad Eva. Eva means definitely. Sorry, I will end in a few minutes because Tora Bimara. Mukta Kirtanad Eva Krishnasya, that glorification of Krishna. Eva means definitely, certainly, surely, without a doubt. Mukta Sangha. So we already established what a Sangha means. Sangha means the attachment to the material things in the material world. Generally, we have Sadhu Sangha also. Sangha just means attachment. So Sadhu Sangha means associating or attaching to devotees. But Sangha in general refers to this world, Jagat. So Mukta Sangha. So this, by chanting the holy name Mukta, we become free from attachment to things in this world. Only by then can you change. But just becoming detached is not enough, right? When Maya attracted you, you're also detached. Oh, I don't mind, I can try one time and go home. Isn't it? That's how many people in this world, they disappear. Millions of people in South America, they disappear. Did you know that? Not so much in Suriname, I don't think, but in Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, you have a beautiful child, they go to the park, they never come back. So Maya is like this. She says, come, just come and sit with me. And then after a few days, disappeared. So Sangha with material world is very dangerous. Because once you become attached, it's very difficult to detach. But by chanting the holy name, you can become detached. And becoming detached is not enough. Once you become detached from material things and enjoyments and experiences, then you have to know where to go, right? Just if the door is open, the door becomes locked. So now you've unlocked the door with the key, but then you have to know where to go, right? Therefore, Vidya and Harinam and Hari Kirtan together are very important. Sorry, Harinam and Hari Katha, very important together. That's why Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, the Swarup Shakti of Harinam is Hari Katha. The Swarup Shakti means the internal potency, in other words, Antaranga Shakti, which is basically Srimati Radharani. So when we chant, we have to also hear nicely. Otherwise, just chanting alone, we will not get the philosophy, right? Therefore, the scriptures explain that Putam Harikatamritam Smartavya Naiva Kartamya Sarpo Chishta Yatapaya. That's why you have to hear from the devotees. Otherwise, you see on what's it called, ZTV, which is the Indian channel in Netherlands. Sony. If you watch the Kirtan on Sony, most Indians watch it, right? Indians and Suriname Indians. But this is all, it's not really pure Kirtan. Because Kirtan has to be heard, and especially Harikatha has to be heard from a devotee. Then there is a proper effect. So, Sarpo Chishta Yatapaya. Therefore, the Puranas explain you should not listen to Harikatha from the lips of non-devotees. Because it's like milk. How you say milk in Sanskrit? Anyone know? Or in South India they say the same word. Sanskrit, not dud. So there is different words. One of them is, I think they say payasam in South India. Is it? So sarpo chishta yatha paya. Paya means that when the lip, or the tongue of the serpent touches the milk, it becomes poisonous. So in the same way, if you hear Harikatha from people who follow Mayavad philosophy, people who is not, that's the worst, Mayavad, or general Hinduism, which is more like, is less intelligent, Krishna says. The Mayavad is considered like poison, and the demigod worshippers is considered, they're not poisonous, but they're less intelligent. It's a lower class understanding. So these two people, if you hear Harikatha, then when you chant, you'll be chanting with the wrong conception of God. So therefore, your chanting doesn't have the proper effect. So therefore, it's very important to hear the philosophy. Vaishnav Parogya, Vaishnavera Sthane. You have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching this, Krishnadas Kaviraj is teaching that in order to understand Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad philosophy, you have to go Vaishnava Sthane. You have to sit by the side of a Vaishnava. Mahat Sevam Dwara Mahor Vimukte. By associating with Mahatmas, then the door opens. So you're free from the material world. Door becomes open, then you can go towards Krishna. And tamo dwaram yoshitam sangi sangam. Those who are attached to material enjoyment and exploitation, and material attraction and material sense gratification, then they open the door, but they open another door which takes you down. Sometimes there's one door which has the steps going up, and there's one door which has the steps going down, right? So by hearing from the Duratmas, then we end up going down. When we hear from Mahatmas, we go up. So these two things are very important: hearing Hari Katha and Harinam. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam explains, Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Brajet, and you go to the topmost place. Braja means to go. So Param Brajet means the topmost place, which is Krishna's own abode. So simply by chanting the holy name, we become free, we become detached. We get the correct knowledge, and ultimately we get the correct destination. So this is why it's very important